Hello, hello. Let's see what we're going to talk about. My thoughts are creative, and my healing is already in process. I turn every experience into an opportunity. Okay, so I guess this just became a pick a card. So pick a pile and we will go from there. 1, 2, and 3. Pile 1, my thoughts are creative. This is the Oceanic Tarot. What do we got? Whoa. 8 of Wands, 4 of Cups, Page of Wands, and the World. Okay. Your creativity is returning. After a period of feeling as though you were stuck and emotional, I feel almost like emotional boredom. Like, I don't know if that's, sorry, it's stormy out, so you're gonna hear old building noises, but I feel like this is some creativity that's going to come to you through your thoughts because you are coming out of a period of almost isolation. But with the 8 of Wands, it's going to be sudden. It's going to be like a quick, not quite epiphany, but like I feel like you're going to end up with some really quick insight that you didn't feel coming on or that you didn't expect. And that's how some of the best creativity is, honestly. I feel like this is going to be a healing experience for you, is your creativity coming back and also using your thought processes to become more creative, whether that's with art or whether that's just in the way that you're thinking about things, what you're wanting to do. You know, you have to get creative with every facet of life. It's not only art specifically. Let's get some tea leaves. I like this deck, but it's so big. I have little hands, so it's hard to shuffle. Big pot. Problems to be resolved. Yeah. Incoming information. After like a dry spell. That's what I'm feeling with ink being spilled. Oh. Cat, a two-faced friend. Huh. Boot, increase your efforts if you want to achieve your goals. So I don't feel like this is about another person. I feel like this might be just the duality of you and the way that you are or have been thinking. Just the polarity of it, really. Like, it's really easy to bounce back and forth between feelings, between opposite ends of the same spectrum of feelings. But I feel like you're gonna get a proverbial boot in the butt in order to restart your creativity. That's what I'm feeling. So these are the archetype cards. What's the Four of Cups situation? Avenger. Desire to balance the scales of justice, righteousness on behalf of society or oneself. And then we have Scribe in the reverse. So shadow attribute is altering facts or plagiarizing others' work. Okay. I feel I feel like this is you almost avenging yourself in a way, because maybe we're going through some like imposter syndrome or some feelings of maybe not quite an inadequacy, but like just not feeling as though you're good enough. So yeah, I guess inadequacy. Enchanted Map. I like showing the boxes for the decks because I watch a lot of videos and I'll see decks that I like and I have no idea what they are or where they came from. Dry desert, so yeah, coming out of that dry spell. Field of Dreams. So maybe your actual dreams, like when you're sleeping, are going to be significant, or even your daydreams. Pay attention to your daydreams too. Because the sad embrace. The emotions that your daydreams are bringing you after this period of your emotional boredom, this sad embrace, are going to help you with your creativity. Like if you're having specific daydreams, like are you dreaming of escaping your life? Are you getting into some escapism because you don't feel at home or feel happy where you're at? It's not necessarily about what the dream specifically is or who's in it. It's about the feeling behind it. But this change was necessary. And I mean, I say change kind of lightly because sometimes it can feel really sudden whenever you've been through this creative narcolepsy, I guess. Because we don't choose to have blocks. I mean, I guess in a sense by our actions and whatnot, but like sometimes when you're coming out of having a block, it's almost overwhelming because you're kind of at that point used to not having anything. I don't remember what this deck is, but number 25, Divine Mother, Universal Mother energy surrounds me now. I am deeply nourished by her loving embrace. So this is about you nourishing yourself, and I think accepting your creativity and recognizing that not only are we not all meant to be workhorses, power horses 100% of the time doing everything, but also learning to nurture ourselves through things. Give ourselves the praise and the recognition that we yearn for. Number 17, the fire is generous. I embrace this challenge and surrender to the purification process of sacred fire. Sometimes things have to burn. I mean, that's just how it is. Hopefully not literally, because that would suck, but alright, so let's see if we can find some like maybe helpful coping mechanisms or who you can work with or some encouragement. I don't know. What do we got? Personal readings. So these are collective readings. This is a collective reading, so you might help be benefited. What am I trying to say? You might benefit from either getting personal readings, like purchasing them from others, or learning to do your own personal readings, because we have cards right behind that. So maybe this is your call to start reading or learn how to read if that's something that you feel interested or called to do. Excuse me, because that's a creative process too, because this is a very intuitive thing for a lot of us, and we can all look at the exact same card and get different meanings from it depending on what we see and what we're called to see and what the situation is. So it really is a creative endeavor. And then sun gazing, I mean, am I saying to stare directly at the sun for like hours? No, but you can look at the sun like whenever it's dusk or it's dawn, or even close your eyes and like tilt your head upwards. Spells, so if you are into witchcraft or that kind of thing, You can look up spells to help you with your creativity, with your understanding, grounding your energy, because that's going to help you to be more creative and get what you need to out. And then your intentions. Why are you doing this? What do you feel whenever you are creating? What do you want to feel when you're creative? So that was your my thoughts are creative pile. I really feel like reading cards is something that at least somebody is being pushed towards. And it's a process. It's not, I mean, it can take a very long time. And it's an ever-changing thing, as is our lives and intuitions. But there you have it. You're going to be creative again. You're going to learn to be creative. And I think that you probably are more creative than you recognize anyway, if this is something you don't feel as though you already are. You're going to come back online, and it's going to feel really good. You're going to find your passion again. All right, pile number 2. It is storming out, so you're going to hear rain and building noises, but it is what it is. My healing is already in process. So I've already got an inkling here, but we'll see what comes out. Ace of Pentacles, prosperity. The World, regeneration, and the Ten of Pentacles. Look at you. So what I'm feeling and what I'm seeing is you are already in the process of healing, and your entire life has been about healing in one way or another, or that's your path. But you're already relying on your ancient wisdom that you have within you, even though you don't know it. Like, you're already doing so much better than you feel as though you are. And I know that healing isn't linear, and we hear that all the time, and everybody's got an opinion on how it should be done or what the best way to go about it is. I'm not here to tell you any of that, okay? But like all of the water, the ocean in dreams represents the subconscious and deep emotions. And with the pinnacle being down here, I feel like your prosperity right now is in your healing, but also there's something underneath it. I feel like there's some sort of almost hidden potential, or something that you can do to help your prosperity or to help your abundance, but it's not quite ready. It's something that's going to come after you've done more. I feel like you're halfway there with whatever it is that you need to heal or whatever you're trying to heal. And turtles represent ancient wisdom. So you really are relying on, you're doing everything you need to do. You're relying on what you need to rely on, and there will be something to show for it later on. Maybe not right now, and maybe you can see a glimpse of it. You can kind of, you probably have a feeling of what might be on the other side. But with the World and regeneration, this is closing out soon. Like, you're farther than you think you are. And with the Ten of Pentacles here, like, yeah, that's, excuse me, it says luck, and it's, that's your white picket fence dream come true kind of energy. So I really feel like you're going to look back at this, or even after this reading, you're going to look at what it is that you need to heal or what you're trying to heal. And you might be like, dang, look at me. I didn't even realize I'd done all that. Or I feel like you're closer than you think that you are. Sometimes it's hard to see the forest for the trees. These are the archetype cards. Let's see what we got. What is this about? Like, what are we healing? What are we healing? Tell me that. Whoa. All right. Bully. Highlights your tendency to intimidate others, helps you confront inner fears that bully you. Liberator. Healing yourself and others from outmoded beliefs, releasing negative thought patterns. Dilettante. Delights in the arts without having to be a professional. Alerts you to the danger of becoming superficial in your pursuits. Okay. So I feel like you're working through some outdated belief systems about maybe not necessarily art. I mean, it could be, but what you consider to be a professional. Like, what do you feel as though you have to be, and why are you beating yourself up about not being as healed as you think you need to be? Like, what is what you see to be like a master healer, and why are you not that? Like, what does someone else have that you don't? Because at the end of the day, like, yes, formal education is very important, especially for certain jobs and whatnot. But for a lot of things, like, it's just institution. It's just another way of gaining knowledge. Just because you don't have a bunch of formal education, or because you haven't been in a certain field for a long time, or you haven't been on your healing journey very long, or a spiritual journey very long, does not mean that you are any less deserving of the recognition than anyone else. Bet. You're doing way better than you think you are. You don't even know the depths of your potential. These are the tea leaf cards. Okay. October. So right now this is June, but October could be significant, might be significant, coming up, or already has been. 4-leaf clover. Great good fortune. Okay. Alright. Ring. A marriage will take place, either romantic or in business. Skull. Hidden secrets that can harm you. Rose. Romance is in the air. Dark woman. Dealings or relationship with a woman with a dark complexion or hair. So I think within the next 4 months or so, whenever you see this, because when you find it is when you're meant to find it, I think this is going to be a really transformative time for you to work on the darker aspects of yourself and what you consider to be secrets, or what you consider to be negative or have negative connotations with whenever it comes to yourself and this healing journey that you're on. I feel like you're really going to be able to come into union with yourself, and that conclusion, I think, is going to kind of make you feel like fall in love with yourself, or fall in love with life, and really come into yourself, like come home to yourself, which is awesome. Because we all hear the saying that healing is messy, but it's also real slow, but it's also sneaky at the same time. So like, you might think that you're a turtle, but you're like way faster than a turtle. Number 22, endlessly receptive. Abundant blessings are my birthright. I am open to receive them now and thank my creator. Okay? It's your birthright to be healing. You deserve to heal. You deserve this. You deserve this entire thing. These 10 pentacles are yours. They're already yours. You just have to work to get them. There's plenty for everybody. Number 16, breaking the lineage. I'm here to bring healing consciousness to the ever unfolding now. So maybe this is like a family thing, like a contract that you signed before you came here. Number 30, meaningful messiness. There is value and meaning in every mess. I waste no time beating myself up over anything, berating yourself, abusing yourself. That's not going to get you anywhere. That's not going to help you heal. That's not going to help you get better. You can only love yourself through this. It might be tough love at times, but you have to love yourself through it. And you have been, even if it's been almost subconscious. You are way farther than you think that you are. And you honestly might not even have as much healing as you think you need to have. Like, there might not be as much to heal as you really think. This is the Enchanted Map Oracle. Oh. Okay. We have listening. So maybe you're clairaudient. Maybe there are things in songs that could help you. Or you might hear little snippets of random conversations that are not about what you're thinking about, but will pertain to you. We have Golden Palace, Balancing Act, and Ghostland. I feel like right now you're having to slow down and take a break and learning to balance this journey, this process that you're going through, because you're not able to fully listen to what you need to hear and see what you need to see in order to get to the end goal. I feel like you might need to slow down a little bit and stop rushing. And like, I feel that because honestly, healing sucks. And like, we just want to get through it and be done with it. Like, it's tiring, but so what can help you out? Like, what can assist you? Healing frequency. So music. So maybe look up like whatever hurts. There's hundreds or thousands of videos on YouTube with frequencies. Purge. I think that listening to these frequencies and really slowing down in order to purge is what's going to help you to find your passion. And as much as we absolutely hate the saying divine timing, because like, honestly, at times I feel like fuck divine timing. Okay. Not really. I mean, kind of a little bit at times. Let's be real. But and divine timing is not like, it's not time on a clock. Okay? It's not that. It's when you reach a certain point in your journey, on your mission on this earth, once you reach that certain point, then things can line up. Things are a matter of time. Because until you get to a certain maturity level, it's not time for you to experience certain things because you wouldn't be able to do it. So I don't know who needed to hear that, but also general readings may help. I mean, this is a general reading and you can benefit from general readings, but don't take it to excess. Okay? You don't need to be hearing the same message over and over and over and over and over and over in the same day. Okay? Yes, it's nice to have confirmation. It's nice to have understanding. It's nice to know that you are still on the right track. But these readings should not be telling you anything you don't already know to some extent. And also general readings, not everything is going to resonate with you in a general reading. And if it doesn't, that's okay. It's not for you. But yeah, you don't need to be going and getting personal readings or doing anything else. What you need to do is slow down, listen to some frequencies, dig deep into pay attention to your dreams. I mean, write them down. Hold on. Dream moods. Okay, this is the website that I have used from the beginning, and I feel everybody's dreams are going to be different and everybody's interpretations are going to be different, but if you are looking for a certain book to help you with that, I'm going to suggest that you stay with the same book because each one is going to be different. So kind of stick with what you start with, because otherwise you're going to get 15 different interpretations for the same dream, and that's going to be more confusing. But anyway, Dream Dictionary, Dream Moods, that's the one that I've used for years and years. So And honestly, I can go back to dreams that I had years ago and they can still be relevant like right now, as just like they were then. So I don't know who needs to hear that, but that will hold more answers than you know, or that maybe even than you want to know, because sometimes those dreams are calling us out. Anyway, this is your reading, and you are already on your way. Okay? You're not a fraud. You're not a phony. You're not a fake. Your process and where you are in your process is just as valid as where anybody else is. My willingness to forgive begins my healing process. I allow the love from my own heart to wash through me, cleansing and healing every part of my body. I know I am worth healing. You are worth healing. You are. Work on your self-worth, honey. And work on forgiving yourself for not feeling as though you are worthy of healing, or not feeling as though you're healed enough to do whatever. And I'm not saying like you have to forgive yourself right now, because like that ain't it. Trying to force forgiveness is abuse in itself. But if your intention is to forgive, and you say, I intend to forgive, I plan to forgive, I want to forgive, it's going to come on its own when it needs to, when it's supposed to, because, you know, divine timing. It's going to happen when it needs to. But your intention to forgive is the biggest step. So, pile 2, you are already on your way, and you're going to be all right. You're farther than you think. Maybe save this and watch it again in 4 months and see where you are compared to where you thought you were. Pile 3, I turn every experience into an opportunity. Each problem has a solution. All experiences are opportunities for me to learn and grow. I am safe. It's time for you to break out of your comfort zone and get out and do things. It's what I feel like, but we shall see. It's the Oceanic Tarot for anybody that wants to know. Turning experiences into opportunity. 5 of Wands. Competition. Alright, I think I know where we're going here. Knight of Cups. 6 of Cups. 7 of Cups. Alright. The Sun. In the World. All right. I feel like you're competing with yourself. Like, on one hand, you want to go out and do things and experience things, and on the other hand, like, it's scary, it's intimidating, because what you know is, you know what's safe, and new experiences and new things and new people, they could be unsafe or they could not. But with the Knight of Cups and the 6 of Cups, this is an opportunity for you in order to experience and accept things that are meant for you, things that are made for you, gifts from your ancestors' team, whatever it is that you pray to or whatever. These experiences that you are being called to come out and do, but are fighting and are overthinking and overguessing and over whatever, are made specifically for you. They're for you. That doesn't mean they can't be intimidating. That doesn't mean they can't be confusing, overwhelming. But they're going to shine light on things that you need in order to close out cycles and heal. And I feel like you are the only one who's going to be able to decide how long you're going to be working on said cycle. That doesn't mean you can't take time and all of that, because take all the time you need, okay? But at some point you're going to have to get out and do things and listen. As someone who is a straight up hermit, I've been like I'm here right now. I have to get out and I have to do things, and it is not ideal. I'm getting better at it, but there was a point in time a lot of years ago that I was so stuck. I'm not going to say agoraphobic because I've never been diagnosed with that. But there was a piece of mail that I got that was for a neighbor, and I had known this lady forever. And I had lived at that house for probably 10 years at that point. And I was so scared to leave my house and give this woman her package. I was shaking. I was crying. I could not leave my house to give somebody a package, because that was how far I had recluse. That's how far deep I had gotten into my fear of the outside world and what could be unsafe and harmful and whatnot. I got over it, obviously. Honestly, now it's just more like, ugh, there's people, and I'm not about loud places and a lot of people. But that was an experience that I had to have. I had to do it. I needed to do it. Like, Robin deserved her package. Okay, she did. She didn't even care. Like, she's honestly one of the nicest people I know. But anyway, little things like that. Because at some point we make our world so small, unintentionally, that we can't function outside of that. And that is not only a massive disservice, but also, like, what are you living for? Like, what are you doing with your life, you know? And that's not me trying to chastise anyone or make anyone feel guilty, because that's not what this is about. But work on your perspective is what I'm going to say. This is the Enchanted Map Oracle. Making a choice. Peaks of joy. Come together. Heal the ouch. Mountain. And commitment. All right, so just like I said, you're gonna have to make this choice. I know it's not easy. I know that you're in competition with yourself, and that's the hardest competition to have, is with your own brain. But this is meant to give you joy. This is meant to help you come together with people who are going to help you heal. And you will be able to climb this mountain if you commit to doing it. And if that just means, like, walking to the end of your porch and calling it a day, then that's what it is. And that's that much farther than you had gone the day before, okay? If that means doing an online order for Walmart and saving just a couple things that you really, really, really need, so that you have to go into the store and you have to get those things, then do that. That way you're in there less time. You don't have as much exposure, but you still are making yourself do that. There are ways to take small steps, and it's not going to be comfortable. But it's going to be worth it. It's going to be okay. Bell. Announcement. Interesting. Ladder. Climbing towards success. What's this build out? What's that about? What are we doing here? Okay. Lion, time to act. Okay. And fan, romance, celebration, party. April. Huh. Okay. So. Those are the tea leaf cards. The bell is ringing. It's time to go. It's like the school bell ringing, and it's time to go. Okay? You're going to climb this ladder towards success, one rung at a time, one little footstep at a time. But be brave, because this is the time to act. And I feel like it's going to be every little step. Make sure that it's a celebration. Make sure that you're proud of yourself and not just being frustrated like, oh, I only went inside the store. Instead say, man, I went inside that store, there was a bunch of people, all the lights, all the noise, and I still got what I needed, and I got out, and I didn't even die. You know, just work on your perspective. And April, right now it's June, whenever you find this is when you're meant to, but April could be significant, that could be a name, you know, 11 months might be significant. That'd be 10 months. Not 11. Or maybe something happened a couple months ago that made you start questioning things. I don't know. Take it if it resonates. If not, then don't even worry about it. Meaningful messiness, number 30. This was in the last pile too, so that might be something you want to watch. There's value and meaning in every mess. I waste no time beating myself up over anything. Do not beat yourself up for the situation that you're in and where you're at. Okay? You were meant to be in hermit mode. But now it's time to come out of hermit mode. And I feel like you're just a little comfortable there. And this one came out too. Breaking the lineage. I'm here to bring healing and consciousness to the ever unfolding now. Yeah. Break the cycle of being stuck inside. Whether that's inside your brain, inside your house, inside your workplace, and you know don't want to work there anymore. Take it how it resonates. We're gonna get archetype. Oh, I'm not taking 500 cards, sorry. Two, okay, I'll take that. We have healer. Passion to serve others by repairing the body, mind, and spirit. Ability to transform pain into healing. Shadow aspect of goddess. Exploitation of the female nature and form. So working on your experiences and going out and doing things, maybe in a different manner than you had before, is going to help you heal the darker side of you that maybe thinks that having emotion towards this is for sissies. Having emotion towards the way that you feel about experiencing new things is weak, because like it's not. How you feel is how you feel, and the only way to get over that and accept that is by doing it. But like, don't be thinking that feelings are for the weak, because that shit is weak. Denying entire parts of your being and your purpose in your life because you're afraid, that's weak. We all do it to some extent for a while, but like choosing to stay there is the problem. Not having feelings. What can help you? What can be of assistance? Animals. So if you have pets, if you don't have pets, then maybe going to a zoo, or I don't know, zoos kind of, I don't like zoos. Maybe getting out and going to someone else's house who has pets. Haha. Go seeing animals that way, or a petting zoo, or I don't know, a dog park. Deep dive. This is going to call you to dig down deep. It's going to be hard, okay? Art and alchemy. So the art of alchemizing your feelings and diving deep into all of this emotion and all of this fear and anxiety and all the things that you feel in order to be able to experience life to a fuller extent than you have or have in a long time. But also don't forget to rest, because this is exhausting work. Like, this takes a toll, not only, on your body. And also archangels, if you feel called to, if you resonate with, call them in. They can't come in unless you invite them, okay? Michael is all about protection, and he will protect you if you ask him to, but you have to invite him in. He cannot do it unless you tell him that he is allowed, unless you ask. There's, Raphael's, I think, healing. There's several of them, and I don't know all of them, or even most of them, to be honest. And lastly, we have dreams and journal. So when you're sleeping, when you're dreaming, write it down. I know, like, your hand might cramp, okay? You might not. You might struggle to come across that extra 10 minutes it's going to take you, but your dreams hold so much more information about your subconscious and where you're at than you realize. And when you daydream, the way that you feel, the feeling behind the daydream is how you feel about life. Like, are you dreaming about being able to go out and do things? Because there's a reason for that. But if you are not someone who works with your dreams already, there are tons of resources out there. But personally, I have used Dream Moods since the beginning of my journey, years and years ago. You can find it online. There's a whole alphabet. You can get the book. This was in the last pile too. But I would suggest, and I'm not telling you how to live your life, but if you're going to interpret slow down here. If you're going to interpret your dreams, stick with one book or one website that you like and that resonates with you to some extent, and like stay with that, because different websites are going to have different meanings for the same thing. Much like us readers, we can all look at the same card and get different meanings from it, depending on what we need to see, what we resonate with, what not. So, dream moods, write them down, and even if you can only remember or write down like 5 words, you can look at those 5 words, and that will give you more information than you realize. And save those. I have binders full of dreams that I've had years ago that still resonate and still are just as valid right now than as they were when I had them. It's crazy. It's honestly crazy to see. Wild. But that is your reading. That is your message. Do not be afraid to experience. Do not be afraid to feel. Okay? And if you are, that's fine. I'm not saying, like, there's no shame. Do not be ashamed. Don't do that. Shame has no place anywhere. That's bullshit. Don't beat yourself up. You deserve to experience life. You deserve to experience things. You deserve to heal. You deserve to make choices that, even if they are difficult, will bring you joy. And if you are not able to do it one day as you had planned, that's fine. You can do it another day. That's the great thing about this, is you can try as many times as you need to. And eventually you're going to get it. Be brave. You already are brave. You wouldn't be seeing this, and you wouldn't be hearing me blabber on if you weren't already on the right path. You weren't already considering the right direction. Okay? I feel you. I've been there. I mean, if you're an introvert like me, then that's just how it is, you know. But we still have things that we can do. And we can still experience life and enjoy life outside of our little space. Because there's so much more to this world than you know, and so much more to this world that you deserve to see. You've already earned it, okay? You don't need to be worrying about any of this. You've already earned it. You already deserve it. You just need to get there.